someone's got to talk me down. Someone has got to talk me down. Because the way I see it, we're back, baby. The Miami Dolphins have won 2 straight games. They defeat the Las Vegas Raiders 34-19 at home. And honestly, it feels like this is the team that we wanted to see going into the season. Are they a Super Bowl contender? No, but at the end of the day, we're beating teams that we're supposed to beat now, and it feels like it's coming together the past 4 games, but especially the past 2 because you get out of there with wins. But beyond the wins and the losses, it's just nice to have Miami Dolphins football be entertaining again. Because watching Skylar Thompson, Snoop Huntley, and whoever the hell else they had out there playing quarterback, Tim Boyle, whatever the hell his name is, it's just not fun to watch. It's agitating. It doesn't bring me any dopamine. It's just, you just sit there silently and wait for it to end so I could turn on the mic and just riff for a couple minutes. With Tua, I'm just excited to watch them play. The offense moves the football. Were they perfect today? No. I would argue Tua was almost perfect today, all right? And all of this for the 500th win in the history of the franchise of the Miami Dolphins. And the offense didn't punt, didn't turn the ball over, didn't turn it over on downs. They scored on every single drive they had. Tua sliced those guys up like a motherfucking chef. And I ain't hearing nothing different. It was a beautiful sight to see because he really carried this offense, making plays with his feet, getting to the outside on that big Waddle play on that, I think it was the second drive of the game. He got out of there and hit Waddle on the touchdown of Tyreek Hill. Even on the Jonnu Smith touchdown. I know he was wide open, but the offensive line was iffy, and he knew that, and he was able to get out of the pocket and find open receivers. So his pocket presence was outstanding today. And other than that, he did what he had to do. Very high efficient game. What did he have? Like 290, 3 touchdowns. Great game for Tua. I would imagine his passer rating was through the roof. There were only a few incompletions in there. And the offense, they were great. Started off getting a touchdown right away on the opening drive. 4th and goal to Jonnu Smith. And certainly this offense isn't all sunshine and rainbows as what was advertised before the season. The offensive line, they are masking that thing crazy because on some of those run plays, they are just laying down and Raiders are walking through them. It was the same thing last week. That O-line they're real questionable. Mike McDaniel does an okay job of covering that up, but when a team is ready for the run, yeah, just forget about it. You're better off just passing. It doesn't matter the situation. And then also, it seems like the downfield passing, like the deep passes, that's all but disappeared. I know we got that 57-yarder to Jonnu Smith. He was wide open. Jonnu Smith has been incredible on this team, by the way. So good for him rejuvenating his career because he's been outstanding. 2 touchdowns today for the tight end. But other than that, the downfield passing has pretty much disappeared. And I think Tyreek Hill is losing a step, man. I love Tyreek Hill, man. Hall of Famer. I have a ton of respect for him as a football player. It felt like last year, every week, we had a long touchdown to Tyreek Hill. It was certain. At least one deep ball to Tyreek Hill was going right over the defense. This year, it really hasn't happened at all. Not even one time. I know that Jaguars game, we got one. But other than that, man, Tyreek has seemed to have slowed up a little bit. Still made some good catches today. Still a serviceable receiver. But he's not the 1,700-yard receiver he was last year that we'll be telling our grandkids about in 30 years or whatever. But still, he played all right. The real concern with this team today was on the defensive side. I know on the outside, they only let up 19 points, and that's a good game for the most part. However, they ran that same fucking dink route over and over and over, and there was no adjustment. There was no adjustment. I mean, how many times are you going to let him dump it off to the outside to Brock Bowers or throw something over the middle to one of your receivers, just a quick curl route? Where's the adjustment? There was no adjustment. They had that play all day. They didn't stop it until a linebacker knocked it down with like 7 minutes left in the game. So, I mean, that defense, man, I would like to see Weaver be able to get more aggressive when you see them attacking a certain point of your defense. You have to counter that because it felt like the Raiders' drives were all going for such a long time. That was their game plan. Keep the ball for a long time. Keep the Dolphins offense off of the field as much as you can, and then drain the clock when you got the ball. And the Dolphins offense was efficient enough to negate that, but the Raiders offense did do what they went into the game planning to do with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. So for the Dolphins, man, you really got to clean that up on defense, especially when you play against these quarterbacks that aren't top tier. Because if you're just going to give them the dinks, they'll take it over and over and over again. And it was all day with Brock Bowers. And there were missed tackles. And then that pass to the running back on 3rd and goal. It's 3rd and goal from like the 11. You let the running back break a tackle, then no one gets there. So certainly a bit of a frustrating day on the defense, at least in my opinion. I've seen a lot of people bitching about the offense on the internet. Listen, if you think the offense was the worst thing about the game today, I don't know what to tell you. But on the other hand, it was still good enough, and I might just be nitpicking here. That's just the way I look at it. They let that short shit go way too much. There was no down the field passing from the Raiders, and the Dolphins, should probably clean that up before you take on a guy like Drake May, who will probably play similar to the way the Raiders played today. Short passes, not doing anything crazy, maybe some quarterback runs here and there. But at the end of the day, the Miami Dolphins do get the win, 34-19. Tua fucking shreds them up. The Miami Dolphins have won 2 in a row. I'm starting to believe in this team again. I'm actually excited to watch them play the Patriots next week, because I'm confident that they could win that game. And that's just where I'm at right now. The Miami Dolphins win again. We can't be stopped. We can't be stopped. Talk me off the ledge. We can't be stopped. Anyway, I'll leave you with this video of Tyreek Hill emoting on the Raiders sideline on Jonnu Smith's 57-yard touchdown. Have a wonderful evening.